welcome to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out about the good people around you. I've got 6 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is this rough green stone. Group 2 is this polished dark blue stone. Group 3 is this rough purple stone. Group 4 is this polished light green stone. Group 5 is this rough blue stone. And group 6 is this polished purple stone. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice. Otherwise, I'll see you in the reading. All the timestamps will be in the description box. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This reading is for you if you chose the rough green crystal. Let's see what cards you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have Strength. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the King of Pentacles. From the Four of Swords. From the Good Tarot, you have the Messenger of Fire. And the Two of Water. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Community. And then you have a channeled message. And your channel message is people who really care. What I'm seeing with community, there are people in whatever you would consider your community, whether that be your neighborhood or maybe your school, your work, place of work, your university, whatever that might mean to you, or could be your family or whatever you consider your community, a religious organization, a church, a mosque, a temple. I'm seeing that the people who are good are the people who really genuinely care about you, and you can feel that they genuinely care about you. People who are nurturing, people who are trustworthy, people who are kind of consistent with you, I would say. People who are always pretty much the same with you, no matter what. And I would say people who let you have your rest, people who kind of give you that alone time when you need it, people who you feel kind of chill. Also people who really love you. And I'm seeing people who you love, people who you feel a sense of harmony and kinship with, are the people who are good for you. There's potentially like an earth sign, a male earth sign, a specific person. Someone who's very caring, considerate, compassionate, generous, reliable, trustworthy. They think about all the details. They think about all like the practical day-to-day kind of stuff, and they might help you with that kind of thing in your life. They might be the person who you would go to for practical advice, say, in your community. So this could be like, it could be like if you go to a mosque, say your imam or somebody, or it could be like your father, say, potentially. And I'm seeing with Strength, it is somebody who you can get strength from, somebody who does care about you, somebody who understands you. And there's also potentially a fire sign. Or somebody very creative, somebody very passionate, outgoing, lively, fun. They're like really optimistic and cheerful, and I feel like they're adventurous and they bring out your adventurous side. Again, this would be somebody in your community. It could be somebody who Yeah, like somebody you go to school with, or somebody you went to college with, somebody you work with, something like that. And it would be somebody you feel a deep sense of friendship with, a sense of connection with, a sense of harmony with. And you'll feel the sense that they care about you genuinely, genuinely care about you. And in both instances, whether it's the male earth sign or the female fire sign, I feel like they really care enough to let you rest. And I feel like these are the sort of people where if you don't talk to them for a while, they understand that you're just having some alone time, and they don't take it personally. And whenever you speak to them, you still have this lovely, compassionate, mutual love and understanding. And you would feel like they genuinely care about you. I feel like both of these people would be very stable and trustworthy and consistent with you. And they would also both be very funny and like entertaining. And in general, I feel like trustworthy and entertaining people are good for you. Like they're not really emotional people, but they genuinely they're very real. They really care. Not fake caring, but genuine. And you can feel it. It comes from a very genuine place, and you feel like they're really with you. Like they could be really different to you, but they'll be on your level with you, no matter how different their position in life to you is. But you'll feel like they're really putting themselves in your shoes when they're trying to understand your problems. Like they really, really get you. And they feel, yeah, both. Like it could be that what you are one of these people as well. Like you could be this earth sign male, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And you could also be the fire sign feminine. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And so the other person could be like the person who you should have trust for, who really cares about you, who's a good person for you. And you might have romantic feelings for them already, or they might be a friend. They could be a family member as well, with community here. It will vary for each of you, because obviously this is a general reading. But yeah, the important thing to note is that this person, they could be super, super different from you in every way, but they really care about you and they allow you time to yourself. They might help you out with advice or even resources sometimes. But even if they don't help you out with physical advice or resources, I'm seeing that they're just very trustworthy and consistent and stable people. They're the sort of people you can... They're the sort of people you can rely on and trust. And know that they're not going to change. Like next year, they'll be the same person that they were last year. Because they've been a good person for a long time, I'm seeing, so they just need to maintain this person. And they're genuinely caring about other people, not just themselves. They really it's not from a fake place at all, it's genuine. And the same with the fire sign energy. They show care by trying to cheer you up and entertaining you and being a light in the world. They're a light, I'm seeing this person, the fire energy person. This person's a very positive, optimistic, light person, so they won't sit and... They care about you, but they won't want to sit and go through all of your feelings with you. They'd rather just cheer you up than sit in your depression with you, if you know what I mean. And also both of these people might need a little rest sometime, but I feel like you both understand each other when you need a little time out. So there might be people that you don't see that often or hear from that often, but the connection is very, very, very genuine, I'm seeing. And that's the thing to note, is that feeling of real, genuine caring. I think that's all I have for you, Group 1, so keep an eye out for people in your community who genuinely care about you especially people who are earth sign or masculine earth sign energy. Earth energy, very reliable, consistent, stable, grounded. And then feminine fire energy, so very passionate, creative, exciting, fun, friendly, optimistic. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments how that resonated with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon for another reading. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the dark blue crystal. Let's see what card you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have the Three of Cups. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Swords. From the Good Tarot, you have the Queen of Fire. And the King of Earth. And from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Transformation. And you have a channeled message which says, people will come soon. Interesting. Well, first of all, there could be a male or masculine earth energy, potentially Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and also a female or a feminine fire energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Or you could be one of these energies and the person who's really good for you is the other one. And I'm seeing that it could be somebody you have a romantic connection with. Or it could also just be friends. I'm seeing somebody who's a friend with the Three of Cups here. It could also be somebody who you were in a third-party situation with, or you are in a third-party situation with. But like, even though it's a difficult situation, there's a lot of love. And with good people, well, people will come soon, and transformation. It might be that there's going to be a change in the situation that's currently painful, where it can move forward, like a stagnant situation, where it can move forward. What else am I seeing? The people who are good for you will be very trustworthy, first of all. They'll be the sort of consistent, stable, grounded, nurturing type of people. But they'll also be, they won't be boring, they'll be fun, they'll be passionate, they'll be creative, they'll be exciting to be around, funny, entertaining. The sort of person who would cheer you up, make you laugh, make you smile. And also, the connection, if this hasn't come in, this might be something that comes into your life that hasn't come in yet. There might be some kind of transformation that happens in the situation, or it could be that this person has kind of transformed you, or they will if they haven't come into your life yet. Yeah, I'm seeing they could start out as a friend, and then you could connect, eventually end up connecting romantically. And this might happen soon, potentially. It might be that currently things are blocked from moving forward. Currently things might be really stagnant. That's the main vibe I'm getting, like it's somebody who's either not in your life yet, but they're gonna come, or people who will come, or they're people who are already in your life, but it's kind of at a standstill right now. Obviously, we're still, when I'm recording this, we're still in lockdown. So it might just be that you can't really spend time together right now. But I'm strongly seeing it could be people who you celebrate with, you drink with, you have a good time with, party with, have really good conversations with, have a really fun time with. Could be people you work with the King of Earth there. Yeah, I feel like people who, either people who can change themselves, or somebody who like has transformed themselves or will transform themselves. or somebody who kind of transforms you, or will transform you, or has transformed you. And it could be somebody you're in love with, or somebody who's in love with you, or somebody who you will have this type of connection with. And it also could just be friends, as I said. I feel like definitely potential for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, masculine, or Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, feminine. And I'm kind of seeing it specifically as those signs in this one to keep an eye out for. But definitely, I feel like you guys are kind of not seeing right now. I feel like maybe things have been bad, like maybe you haven't been able to trust people. Maybe people have had you in like these type of situations. Maybe you haven't been able to, maybe you haven't found this kind of love and you're kind of blocking everything out. And this reading's to kind of tell you that people will come soon. So try and open your eyes a little bit and take the blindfold off. Still be protective of your heart, but I feel like there's someone coming who will transform your life, and they might have transformed for you if it was somebody who had you in this kind of situation. Maybe they've changed for you. I'm seeing definitely try and transform your way of seeing as well, I think. Because I feel like you might not notice them because your experiences have been bad, and you might kind of try and block them out instead of being receptive. So I feel like if there's somebody you feel a really special, warm, loving connection with, especially if they're of either of these signs, or if you're of a feminine fire energy or a masculine earth energy, and if you are either of these especially, it could be the opposite one, if that makes sense. So I really hope you enjoyed that group too. Please let me know in the comments how that resonated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the rough purple crystal. Let's see what cards you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have the Moon. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the Prince of Swords. And the Three of Swords. From the Good Tarot, you have the World. And the High Priestess. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Protection. And then you have People are Good. People are really bad. Don't worry what bad people think or say. Interesting. So I feel like there are bad people in your environment currently, and you might not be super aware. With the Moon being here, there might be stuff that you can't really see, things going on under the surface that you will probably find out about at some point. But I'm seeing that there might be people around you who've betrayed you or who hurt you in some way, like people who make you cry regularly, maybe with their words, with the Prince of Swords and the Three of Swords being here. And it says really bad, not just bad. People are good, but people are really bad. But I do feel like there's maybe people, with the Moon it might be like people who say bad things behind your back, or it could be like people who say things to hurt you. With the Three of Swords here, and that might be why you're watching this reading, because you've had to maybe say goodbye to some bad people, or you need to say goodbye to some bad people. but Spirit's encouraging you to think less about them. Think much less about them. And there are good people. There are good people and you are protected. You're protected from the effects of whatever their issues are, whatever hurt they might want to inflict on you, potentially. I feel like you're very much protected. And I feel like your intuition might be telling you who these people are, who you can't trust. With the world, it could be like, for some of you, it could be like people who comment bad things about you on your social media posts or something like that, like people on social media who are bad. Maybe you follow bad people on social media and you need to cut that. Maybe it's bad for your mind state to be following these bad people. Maybe you can't see how bad they are currently. Maybe it's kind of hidden. Maybe it's people who seem good, but they're actually bad in some cases. And these could also be people who are at a distance from you. So you don't have to worry about them because they're far away. And yeah, they might talk shit about you. They might say hurtful things about you, potentially behind your back. But I feel like you're far away and you're also protected. And your intuition might already be telling you this. And I'm getting like a feminine strong heavy with the High Priestess and the moon being here. I definitely feel like if you're trying to accomplish things and other people's negativity is putting you off, definitely try to think much less about what they think or say and focus on the good people, because there are good people around you. It might just be that you can't really see because of like kind of under the surface negativity, I would say. And I do feel like you're protected by spirit as well, I want to say. And for some of you with protection, it's like a tree. So for some of you, it could be family, like either people in your family you can't trust or people you can trust. People who are bad for you or people who are good for you, depending on your situation. But your intuition will tell you which. So trust your intuition. I do feel like you definitely need to try and trust your intuition better because things are quite confusing at the moment. And some people might be deceptive in your environment. So you need to really listen to yourself, I would say, and really get closure on any like painful situations with people. Try and close it out. Like say what you need to say to them and then just cut them off and don't entertain them anymore, I would say. I definitely feel like it's something, like it could be something to do with online, like people who are either good online who you can talk to or like people who are bad. But pay attention to protective people, I would say. Pay attention to people who seem like they're protective over you. Pay attention to people who are confident, I would say, because those are good people. If they're like genuinely confident. And pay attention to people who seem like they're good on their own. I feel like those are good people for you. People who have like a higher spiritual awareness and a strong intuition and a strong sense of morality and inner guidance. People who don't really need other people to tell them what to do. And I feel like you could be this person as well. And it's quite good. It might be that you need to stay independent, some of you, for now. Because even though there are good people, there are also very bad people. Avoid people who are deceptive. Avoid people who keep too much things to themselves. Like things that they should tell other people that they keep to themselves. And people who have like hurt you in the past or do make you cry often, those are the people you want to let go of. there are good people. There are good people in the world, but I feel like you have negative people in your environment who you need to cut out, and then you'll be able to get more of a sense of who's good. I feel like, and your intuition will guide you throughout this process. And you might be getting messages in your dreams from your subconscious in other forms as well. So just pay attention to that, guys, and you'll be able to know. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments how that resonated with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the light green crystal. Let's see what cards you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have the Two of Cups. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the Six of Swords. And Oppression, which is the Tower. From the Good Tarot, you have Temptation, which is the Devil. And the Moon. And from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have New Beginnings. And I Really Care. So first of all, I feel like Spirit really cares about you. And also I should say I care about you. But I feel like there's a lot of people in your life who you've had to let go of, or you will have to let go of and move away from. And I feel like your views have changed a lot and your opinions have changed a lot. And it might be like major structures that you're having to break down. And there might be like a lot of unhealthy, negative people in your environment. Like there could be a lot of greedy people. There could be people who try and encourage you to do bad in your environment, who you're trying to get away from, potentially. And this might be because there's somebody you really love. And I feel like there might be a specific person who really cares, who you have a really deep bond with. Somebody who you have like a really intimate connection with. A deep bond where you feel like they're looking at you and not anyone else. That's the type of person who, maybe you don't have them in your life currently, but that's the person you need. They won't be tempted by anyone else. You won't have to worry. You won't be anxious. You won't ever have to leave them. You won't ever have to worry. And I feel like this is somebody, it will feel very new with them if they haven't come in yet. It will feel very fresh. It could be for some of you like a new love. And you might have left everything behind and this is somebody new coming in. I'm feeling that they could be a water sign, Pisces potentially, with the Two of Cups and the Moon being here. I do feel like it could be somebody who you're in love with, who's really good for you. Or somebody who's in love with you, maybe secretly. Maybe secretly, and maybe things need to change before you can come together. It might be that it's like something for the future, or maybe you haven't even met this person yet, but they will be good for you, and Spirit's telling you about them in advance. I definitely feel like it's someone quite new, with new beginnings here. It could be somebody, it could be someone you knew in the past who's really changed and you're having a new beginning with them. And they really care about you. But whoever it is, the personal people who are good for you are the people who really care. I feel like they're people who've been through a lot with the Tower and the Six of Swords. They're people who've been through loads and maybe had to let a lot of things go, had to change a lot of times. And With the devil, maybe there are people who are quite tempting in a way, but maybe they're good for you. Maybe they're not tempting in like a harmful way, because I always get like a very soft energy with this devil card. It's like, I don't know, the way she's hugging the apple. It's just kind of soft. It's not like the dark, demonic, standard devil card. But you do have the Tower, so I do feel like there's people you need to let go of. And I do feel like spirit will help you, and I do feel like your intuition will tell you what the key is. I do feel like you'll be hearing whispers from your dreams and your intuition about what needs to be broken down and moved away from, and who's genuinely loving and caring of you. And I do feel like you guys need a new beginning. And it could be like once you move away from the bad stuff, you can have a new beginning, which will be more positive. Yeah, with the devil here in the Tower, it does feel like there's some negativity in your environment. And I do feel like things will be better in the future. And I feel like things will change soon with new beginnings in the Tower here. I feel like even if you don't really make any conscious effort, I feel like things will change. But there might be like temptation to go back to bad people. Potentially for some of you. Or there might be somebody who really seems bad, but they might actually be good. Or maybe they just need to change. Maybe they are bad and they need to transform themselves before they can be good for you, but they do really care. So spirit still likes them for you, potentially, but it just needs to be like a new beginning for them to be really good for you. This is a kind of weird reading. It does feel like, it feels like you're at a transitional stage right now, and like this woman's just on her own in the boat. So maybe you're at a stage where there's not really anyone around you, and you've left bad people behind. And this reading is to tell you that like right now, spirit's with you. I'm feeling this strongly, like spirit's with you on this stage of your journey. And I feel like there's somebody who's in love with you. There's somebody who really cares about you. But it might be that you're not with them right now. I'm so sick of saying this, but we're still in lockdown right now, so it could be that this major transformation that's gone on in the world that's caused people to kind of be isolated and on their own and just trying to get through this transitional period is maybe causing like a lot of stress and anger. Potentially, because it might be like you don't really have anyone around you and maybe you're feeling really anxious, but I feel like you can talk to spirit. It's giving me a strong vibe with like the moon and the way this girl's on the moon, and the moon looks like it's whispering in her ear. So I feel like spirit's whispering to you. Your own intuition's whispering to you. And there does seem to be somebody who's really interested in you romantically. I would say specifically romantically. And I feel like you're interested in them as well. It's very mutual. And it's very intense, like they're super intensely interested in you. Really fixed on you. Like super intensely in love with you. I feel like. And I feel like it's got a vibe of there'll be something in the future which will be something to look forward to, I feel like. And also there might be somebody who's like going through a really hard situation with you. Like you and them are both having to let go of all the same things together, kind of thing. Like you're both going through the same hard time, the same dark night of the soul together, kind of thing. Like somebody you were oppressed with, or you were oppressed with. And like maybe you're trying to get over an addiction and there's somebody else trying to get over the same addiction as you, and like you'll be supportive of each other somehow, or maybe like, yeah, potentially. But be careful with that, because obviously there's potential for it to go the other way. But it does kind of feel like you're just on your own, trying to get over a difficult time right now. And I think Spirit really cares about you, and Spirit wants you to have a new beginning. So if there's somebody, I'd say if there's somebody in your life who you already have this kind of connection with, it could be them, and it could be a Scorpio person or a Capricorn person, I feel like, potentially. Those are the energies I'm picking up on. Capricorn, Scorpio, what else am I getting? Yeah, like Pisces strongly. I feel like there are like bad people still who need to go. But I do feel like you're kind of transitioning, and as you go forward, you'll gradually remove them, I feel like. And by the time you get to the other side, it will be fresh, and it might just be you and this person who really loves you. And you don't have to worry about anyone else again, I feel like. But trust your intuition. With the moon here, definitely trust your intuition. And stay optimistic. And keep your eye out for new people who are really in love with you. I would say, or people who are in love with you who you have like a fresh start with, or people who you've been through a really challenging situation with, or are going through a really challenging situation with, where you kind of helped each other across a shore. And I would say stay away from greedy people. Stay away from greedy, selfish, materialistic people who make you feel trapped. Stay away from people who make you feel oppressed and trapped, I would say. And focus on the people who really, really love and appreciate you and are really fixed on you and would help you get over a bad time, kind of thing. People who would want to genuinely assist you and support you, I feel like. But trust your own guidance and trust Spirit, I would say. Thank you so much for watching Group 4. I think that's all I have for you today. Please let me know how this resonated with you in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This is your reading if you chose the dark blue rough crystal. Let's see what cards you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have the Empress. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the Nine of Swords. And the Two of Staves. From the Good Tarot, you have the Nine of Fire. And the Hermit. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Flow. And then you have a channeled message which says, people who are perfect for you will be really caring and kind. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling caring and kind strong with the Empress here. Caring, kind people, nurturing people, loving people, motherly people. It could be your mother for some of you, if your mother's like this. Or like a female, any other female relative. Or any other feminine energy in your life. Strong feminine vibes here. And I feel like these people are good on their own. These people enjoy being alone. They're not codependent. They're not needy. They're very independent, I'm seeing with the Nine of Fire here. They're people who just get on with their work without complaining. Like they can get really focused on their work They have a lot of plans and ideas for the future. They're forward-thinking kind of people, optimistic kind of people. But I think they can get in their thoughts a lot and get very worried and anxious sometimes, this person or these type of people. I think they overthink sometimes because they do work very hard. We've got 3 9s here, so this is somebody very, very independent, I'm seeing. I feel like this is somebody who creates a lot independently and grows a lot, nurtures a lot. They might be quite magical, I'm seeing. And there's somebody who just goes with the flow of life. Or people who do go with the flow of life. It doesn't have to be just one person. It could just be like a general energy that I'm reading. They could be a Virgo, strongly, somebody who's a Virgo person, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm feeling strongly with these 2 fire cards. And yeah, strong earth energy as well. So Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, I would say. Yeah, I feel like this person, they have an ability to, like, they do get in their thoughts and they do get worried, but I feel like that's partially because they think about the future too much, because they do think a lot about the future. This person, they're constantly growing something, constantly trying to do something, trying to create something, and they do a lot alone. This person. So I'm seeing that they can sometimes get really, really anxious and really, really down on themselves. But the thing to note with this person is they won't be, like, they'll be on their own, being hard on themselves, like not sleeping at night and being anxious, but you wouldn't know. When you see them, they'll be like active and outgoing and just seem really nurturing and loving and caring and kind. That's the key words for this person. Caring and kind. But they're also really hardworking and independent, I'm seeing. Really independent. And they might be somebody who messages you a lot with the 2 of Staves here. Somebody who likes to send you messages. And I feel like this person works hard and they like to get into that flow state. And maybe when you're with them, you feel that. Like you feel in that flow state when you're with them. Like you don't really notice the time passing. For some of you, it could be someone you work with, I'm seeing. Potentially, like somebody you do the same kind of thing. You might have a work partnership with somebody. Or a partnership. It could be like especially if you're married or if you are in a relationship with a feminine, then it could be your feminine partner. I would say more strongly like a business relationship than a romantic relationship, or it could be any feminine in your life, to be fair. So it could well be your mother, your sister, your wife, your grandmother, your daughter, your auntie, a cousin, a friend, a co-worker, like anyone. But they have these kind of energies that I'm describing, like very independent, very hardworking, very able to get into that flow state, but also tendency to overthink and be harsh on themselves. Never to others, always really, really loving and caring and kind to other people, but harsh on themselves. And very future-oriented, very unique, very original, very inspired person. If they're not a parent, they would make an amazing parent, I'm seeing, with the Empress, because they're very able to like nurture and grow things. They're very abundant, this person. And yeah, as I said, the only time they're negative, it's towards themselves. And they're like beating themselves up about things because they like to be perfect with everything. They're a complete perfectionist. Especially with this Virgo energy. Yeah, strong Virgo energy. Somebody who really pays attention to... They pay attention to like the finishing touches of things, and they'll feel irritated with themselves if they don't do things properly. and then like beat themselves up and not be able to sleep at night. And they're really kind and caring for you. Like they'll treat you like you're special, I'm seeing. And they have a lot of knowledge. They're very wise. They probably seem older than their years. Or they might be older than you. It could strongly be your mother for some of you, or somebody who gives you advice, like somebody in a position where they advise you or teach you. It could be a teacher, like a female teacher. It doesn't have to be even female. It could be a male, and they're very caring. Like strong, the Empress is caring energy, which is like spiritually, it's like a feminine trait. It doesn't mean that it's a female trait. It just means like it's a feminine spiritually. I'm gonna make a video about this sometime because I feel like it will be helpful, but I'm sure you guys understand already. Those kind of things. But this is really lovely, guys. This is one of the best readings that I've done so far. I feel like you do have people there already, but Spirit's saying will be really caring and kind. So some of you guys might be feeling really stressed and anxious right now, and maybe kind of wondering who the good people. Like if you're watching this reading, maybe it's because you're wondering and feeling like there's no one around you. But I feel like there are people, and I feel like people will come in the future, and I feel like some of these people might be people you meet online or people you message, and maybe, I'm so sick of saying this, I've said this in every reading, but we're still in lockdown when I'm recording this. So maybe it's someone you have to like communicate with electronically for now, and you can't meet up with, and maybe that's why you're anxious and a bit lonely right now, because you can't physically see anyone. And this might be Spirit's advice to you to say, you need to be really independent and hardworking right now, and just get into the state of flow with your work, and know that there will be really perfect, caring, kind people coming for you, and that you just need to kind of focus on what you're growing right now, I would say. I really hope you enjoyed that group 5. Please let me know how that resonated with you in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the polished purple crystal. Let's see what cards you have. From the Ancestral Path Tarot, you have the Wheel of Fortune. From the Goddess Tarot, you have the Six of Staves. And the Hangman, which is called Sacrifice. From the Good Tarot, you have the Seven of Earth. From the Page of Fire. And from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Taking Risks. I have some channeled messages for you, and you have people you trust, people who are really funny, and people who listen. So you're definitely people who listen to you, people who you already trust. And I feel like with the Seven of Earth here, people who you've had like a long-term connection with, where you and them both have been like putting an effort into the commitment or the connection for years or for a long time. Maybe someone you work with, or maybe like if you have a shared investment with somebody and you trust them in that way, like you really trust them, then they're good for you. I'm seeing like you can trust them if that's you. And yeah, people who listen to you, people who are there for you. I'm also feeling a strong energy of like the people you have fun with, the people you go out with the combination of the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Staves, and the Page of Fire. People you have a good time with, people who make you feel like you're on top of the world. People who, yeah, really funny people, Spirit says. I feel like confident, outgoing, optimistic, joyful kind of people who get you excited about life, who get you fired up about life, who make you want to go out and get out there. People who get you passionate about things and give you ideas and give you inspiration and give you motivation. And they could be a fire sign strongly, I'm seeing. Especially with this Jupiter energy, it could be strongly like Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Strongly. And also potentially Pisces. And Earth signs potentially, but I'm feeling like strongest the fire energy with the taking risks card as well. And I feel like this person is somebody maybe you did invest something with them and you took a risk with them and you can trust them. Or maybe it's just somebody who does take risks, or the sort of people who do take risks, the sort of people who make you feel inspired to take risks, the sort of people who give you confidence and make you feel like you can handle anything. Also, I'm seeing people who you've made sacrifices for, or people who've made sacrifices for you. And potentially your mother, or potentially your daughter, or your child, your son, daughter, parent. Also, I'm feeling people who are like spiritually clean, I would say. Like people who consider the divine within their life. I'm feeling with the taking risk card as well. Like the sky is open and there's this big bird and it feels like spirit's very present, I feel like. And I would say, yeah, there's a strong like risky kind of energy. And it might be that there's somebody you want to take a risk with and you're not sure if they're good or not. But I'm seeing that you can trust them if they listen and they're funny and you feel more confident and more inspired about life with them. And it might be somebody, the person who you want to take a risk on will be good for you. Like there's a reason why you want to take that risk with them. And for some of you, it might be somebody where you've like been waiting a long time to take a risk with because you're not really sure. And if you feel really happy and optimistic and positive and joyful around them, and if they are that sort of person, especially if they're a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and a youthful energy, they could be younger than you, and they could even be like under 22, young, or under 23, I would say, but if not, they just have like a youthful kind of vibe, but they're also very trustworthy. The person or people who are good for you. They're the sort of people who think about the future a lot and prepare for their future, but they also know when to take a risk. Like they know when to be cautious and when to take risks, I'm seeing. And they seem very lucky, and they might be lucky as well. But a lot of that has to do with them being very cautious and knowing when a risk is worth taking or not worth taking. I'm seeing. These are the sort of people who they're really positive, really outgoing. They live for today and they celebrate things in life. Like they celebrate every day. They're very grateful. They're very, very outgoing. They also could be people who, it could be somebody who's like in the public eye or somebody who's like slightly famous in your life. Or maybe some of you are slightly famous and you're worried, and it's like the people you do trust are the people you can trust, basically. I do feel like anyone who's really funny and listens to you is good for you, though. But especially like if you trust them. And I'm seeing that it's worth just like being around people who are really funny and listen to you, and then kind of wait and see if you can trust them, kind of thing. Like after a few years, you'll know if you can trust them or not, or after a few months, depending how old you are, I would say. Maybe even a few years. Definitely like very, very, what am I trying to say? People who are very exciting and full of life, and it might be somebody you've travelled with or somebody you're planning to travel with potentially. And Spirit, it might be like you're unsure if you should travel with this person and Spirit's telling you to take a risk if you trust them. And if they're funny and they listen to you, then it seems like a good combination to go forward with. Let me start trying and see if I'm seeing anything more specific for you. I feel like this one's quite general. I feel like there's somebody very attractive as well, or a lot of attractive people in your environment who are actually trustworthy and funny and listen to you. And they might be people who seem quite proud, but humble at the same time, like proud and humble at the same time, able to take a risk but cautious at the same time. If you know what I mean? Like they're really balanced, I would say, which is why they're trustworthy. If they were all one thing or all the other, they wouldn't be great for you. Because if they were just really stable, I feel like you would be bored with them. And if they were just really fun and passionate and not the stable type, you wouldn't be able to trust them. But the reason that they're perfect is because they're that perfect combination of funny, fun, but also they like to listen. Like they'll tell you a lot of jokes and make you laugh a lot, but they'll also listen to you and let you talk. And they'll make you feel inspired and excited. And they're very patient, I'm seeing. They're a patient person. Very, very patient, or people. And you might have known them for a long time, and you might have been building a connection with them for a long time. You might have been in a relationship with them for a long time. I really hope you enjoyed that group 6. Please let me know in the comments how that resonated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.